to a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. Hope this is finding you and yours doing well this weekend. My name is Petrilli, here with my friends at Fishman for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. So today we're going to be learning a holiday classic, Blue Christmas, made famous by Mr. Elvis Presley. So grab your acoustic or your electric guitar in standard tuning for today's lesson. Both will work today. As always, if you're enjoying these lessons that I do here on YouTube week after week, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really does help me out a lot. And if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in each and every one of these lessons, including the RS Spectrum DI, please be sure to click the link in the video description below to learn more. And while you're at it, many of you ask how you can support me for these lessons that I do. I have a Bandcamp page, I have a Patreon page, original music, vinyl, signed posters, all of that good stuff. You could find those links down below in the video description too. So let's see, what else? You know, I like to ask a question before we get started, so please do let me know where you are tuning in from, and how about your favorite Christmas song or holiday song? Put it in the comments down below. I want to know. So grab your guitar, acoustic or electric, doesn't matter. Let's have some fun today. So here's Blue Christmas, made famous by Mr. Elvis Presley. So there we have it. Really, really fun song. Lots of cool little licks and riffs. So let's go ahead and get started. There's really only two parts of the song, which is great. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So we're gonna look at the very top. So we have the pickup with the vocals, so that all have blue, and then we start getting into the awesome riffage of this song. So what we've got here is that leads into this E chord, okay? So what we've got is, okay, we're gonna be going from this A sharp up to that B note. So first fret of the A string. I like to use my first and second finger to get to those two notes, so that A sharp to B, and then I hit the low E string. Okay, so let's do that nice and slowly. Pretty simple here, but let's get the fingers nice and warmed up. Okay, just like that. Now, what's cool about this, that second finger is already in position to play that E chord. And if you don't know how to play that E chord, let me show you real quick. So we have that second finger that's already on that B note, second fret of the A string. That third finger is going to play the second fret of the D string, which is your E note, and then your first finger plays G sharp, first fret of the G string. Go ahead and strum all 6 strings. Just like that, okay? So if we play this so slowly, sounds like this. And we repeat that. Just like that. So that's our figure for that E chord, okay? So we're gonna play that twice, okay? That gets repeated 2 times. Then what we're gonna do is we are going to walk up to a B7. So this is gonna be our 5 chord of this song. So how we do that? Pretty simple too. Open A string, walking up A sharp to that B, using those same fingers, first and second finger, And again, that second finger is in position for where we want that B7 chord to start. So there's that B note, okay, second fret of the A string. First finger is going to play the D sharp, first fret of the D string. That's going to be our third, okay? Now, our flat 7, that's going to be the second fret of the G string. That's our A note. Okay, we're going to skip the B string. We're going to let it be an open string here, okay? And then that pinky finger is going to play the F sharp, which is our 5, second fret of the high E string. I'm going to want you to strum the bottom 5 strings. Just like that. Get a nice sparkle with that F sharp and that B7 chord. Just like that. So, that's what's going on. So let's go ahead and go back and forth between the E and the B7 just to get our fingers warmed up here. So it sounds like this. Okay, and that B7, we're going to repeat that 3 times with the walk up, with those 3 notes. And the 4th and final time that we do this, we're just going to play that A sharp to B. So I'll show you how it sounds. It's got a nice little pickup, which is kind of cool. So it sounds like this. Last time. It's got really fun movement, okay? And from there we go back to the E chord and you're just going to strum it out. Okay? So, and that's going to be just for 1 measure, and then the measure after that with E, we're going to go back to that figure with the walk up. Okay? So, just to condense all of that, put it in context, here's what we have so far. I'll slow it down just a little bit. And again, if you're enjoying the lesson, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So here we go. A little bit slower here. Here we go. Let's do that again. Okay, so after that, we're going to go to an E chord. We're going to strum that for a measure. Then we're going to go to an E7, all we're going to do here. Okay, so that E7, what happens is we have the 1, 3, 5, the E, G sharp, and B, that builds this E chord. We're going to add a flat 7. In this case is a D note. How we are going to play this particular E7, all you're going to do, pinky finger, 3rd fret of the B string, which is a D note, and strum all 6 strings. Just like that, okay? So that sounds like this in context. Da, da, da. Okay, again, brings a little bit of sparkle, right? Really, really cool. Love 7th chords. So what happens next is we're going to be walking up to an A major chord. And how we're going to do that, we're going to go from F sharp to G sharp. So F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string. Then you're going to reach for that G sharp, 4th fret of the E string. So when I'm playing it, for how my hands are, I kind of like to use my pinky finger to get that G sharp, but if you want to use your 3rd, it's totally fine. And what I do, how I grip this A chord in this particular way, for this song, I like to use a bar. I think it's really cool because I have the fingers nice and flat, and all I do is drop that 1st finger down to get that A chord. So all you're doing here is that 1st finger is playing the 2nd fret of the D string, G string, and B string respectively with that open A string. You're still hitting the A, C sharp, and E, the 1, 3, 5 of the A chord. Okay? So that's what's going on there. In context with the E to E7 to A, sounds like this. Slowed down, of course. Okay? Just like that. Now, we're going to stay on this A chord. We're going to do a walk up again. It's going to be a little quick. is we are going to do a walk up from F sharp to G sharp and back to that A chord. Now I find when I do that walk up, notice how I only strike the E string, the low E string, one time. So make sure when you strike that F sharp that it has enough gas to get you through to that G sharp, and then another strike to hit that A major chord, okay? So what we're gonna do here is, let's go from that E. Let's give it some more context, right? That E to E7, A, walk up with the F sharp, G sharp only. Then we're gonna go from the F sharp, G sharp, A, walk up, okay? So that's gonna sound like this. Let's slow it down. You can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. You can absolutely do this, so here we go. Let's do that again. Okay, just like that. Now, let's go ahead and start from the very top, okay? We'll end with that A chord, and then we'll finish out the first part of the song. And again, if you're enjoying the lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Here we go. B7, to our E major chord, walk up, E to E7, there it is. Really fun song to play. So we did some walk-ups. Now we're gonna do some walk-downs. So we were at that A chord. Now let's do walk backwards, okay? So what we're gonna do here is we are leading into an F sharp major. So F sharp, A sharp, C sharp are the tonal centers of this chord. We first need to get there. So what we're gonna do here is G sharp, 4th fret of that E string, okay? Then we're gonna go to G 2 times, 3rd fret of the E string, with that first finger, 1 strike of that F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string. Now, by doing this, we almost have that first finger ready to go to create the bar of the F sharp major. So we've got that F sharp, just the note. I want you to straighten the finger, okay? We are building the bar first since we are already here, okay? So that first finger across all 6 strings of the guitar, okay? So now our 3rd finger, I want you placing that on the C sharp, 4th fret of the A string, pinky finger, 4th fret of the D string, that's our F sharp. And then we have our 2nd finger that is A sharp, okay? That's the enharmonic, that's the correct enharmonic for this chord, okay? 3rd fret of the G string, strike all 6 strings and strum it out. From there, we are doing a walk up to B7, same as we did at the top. A sharp, B, and then let it go, okay? Muting with this side of the hand, okay? Lightly press and deaden the sound, okay? So that's the first part of the song. I'm gonna play through this nice and slowly, so I encourage you, please follow along. You could absolutely play this. It's good stuff. Let's start from the top. Here we go. E. E7, F sharp, B7, Good stuff. Hayes and Johnson really wrote a beautiful, beautiful Christmas song here. Super, super catchy. So we've got here, that's part one. Let's go ahead and look at part two. Very similar. We're gonna have a really cool diminished chord, but don't worry, I'll talk you through it. Really, really fun. And some cool kind of bluesy riffs that are going on in this part two. So that E to B7 is gonna be very similar to what we did at the top. So I'm gonna play through the second part, okay? And then we'll talk about the differences and similarities, okay? So here's the whole thing, part two. Okay, so that's what's going on. First part of that E, where we repeat twice, exactly the same. Don't change a thing, okay? When it comes to the B7, we're still gonna repeat that walk up, A sharp, B. We're still gonna repeat that 3 times. On the 4th time, just strum the B7, nothing crazy. Okay, when we resolve back to the E major, we're gonna do a cool little slide here. All it is, I like to use my second finger to do this. From the 2nd to 3rd finger, 3 times we're gonna do this. And then we release that open E string, resolve back to the major chord of E, okay? So how we do this, I like to use my second finger sliding from the F sharp to G. And even if you wanna give it the slightest little bend, once you're at G, you could do that, or if that's like too much right now, no problem. Just do the cool slide, just make sure it's in time. And then lead into that E chord. So for context, I'm gonna play that first part. I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit, so I encourage you to follow along. Here it is. Two more times. Strum out the B7. E major. And those slides. Let's do that again. Let's repeat that one more time. 1, 2, 3. So, after we do those slides, go back to that E chord, we're still going to continue to strum E. Now, with this E7 that's coming up, we're not going to change a thing, okay? We're going to play the chord the way we do. The only thing that we are going to change is we're going to really build up those strums. So, what's happening here, instead of the really chill strum pattern, right? We're going to build up the intensity. So, how we do that? I just like to do downward strokes here. Da 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 da. Okay, so just like that. And I like to use the power of the wrist, okay? So keeping it nice and supple, okay, but nice and tight. Okay, and really concise when we're doing those strums. Strum all 6 strings too if you can. Okay, really, really great way to build intensity in this part of the song. From there we go to an A. We're not going to do a walk up or anything, just play the A chord. You can choose to play it like this or however you want to play the A chord, as long as you get to it. Okay, so I'm going to choose to play it like this because the next chord is going to be a B flat diminished. So how we get there, okay, and it sounds like a scary chord, but in fact, it is so beautifully placed in the song. So here's how we're going to play it from that A chord. So I am playing it like this, second, third, and fourth finger on the second fret of the D string, G string, and B string respectively, okay? So like this, that's my A chord. Now, to go to the B flat diminished, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna place my first finger on that B flat, first fret of the A string. Leave your second finger where it is. We're gonna do kind of a flip-flop with the third and fourth finger, okay? So first finger, second finger, leave them. Third finger drops, okay, to the C sharp, and then the pinky finger is going to play that B flat. And that's how we get that chord. Now, there are many different places you can play this chord, but I find if we're here, why not play it here? And then we're right there to that B7 to E, okay? So, again, let's work on that movement from A to the diminished chord here. First finger, B flat. Third finger goes down, C sharp, pinky finger, B flat, third fret, G string. Let's do that again. A little bit of choreography here. Just like that, okay? So in context, we're gonna be strumming these chords, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So here's what we've got from E to E7. We're gonna start there. And I'm gonna slow it down. And again, that E7, let me give it a little more power there. Let's do that again. A. To our B7, or our B flat diminished. Now to the B7. Let's do that whole figure again. Here we go. B7. And let's do that one more time. Here we go. Working on from that A to B flat diminished. Here we go. Starting with the E. Then when we get to blue, blue, blue Christmas, okay, we're gonna do those slides again. Strum out that E, then to stop the sound, use the side of your hand, side of your strumming hand, and mute those strings, okay? So, let's go ahead and do this, starting from the beginning, part 2. Again, if you're enjoying the lesson, please be sure to give a thumbs up and let me know how you're doing in the comments. So here we go from the top. Last time. Strum it out. E, slides. Big E7. A. Diminished chord. B7, slides. Let's do that again without the commentary. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. Now we go into the solo section. This is gonna happen at the 1 minute 24-second mark. We're gonna do the same thing with that E. Repeat it twice. And then that B7. Do it 4 times. You can choose to just kind of strum it out if you want. If you want to do the walk-ups, great. So we do that B7 4 times. Then from there, we're going to do those slides. From that F sharp to G. And that's going to lead into our outro. So again, that E, B7, E is our solo section. Going to sound like this. I'll slow it down just a little bit. Okay, that's our solo. From there, we're gonna go to our outro. So our outro is gonna be E to E7, A to the B flat diminished, okay, and then to the B7, and then resolving to E. That's gonna sound like this. We already know how to play this, but I'll show you. So it's gonna sound like this. So the only difference here is that very, very end, we're not gonna do the, we're just gonna go to that E chord, hit that B note, 2nd fret of the A string, and then hit that E. And if you wanna strum it out, great. Okay, so just like that. That's the entire song. So with the time that we have left, I'm gonna run through it. I'm gonna run through the whole thing. So here we go. Follow along the entire tune. Here we go. E7, part 2. Slides. Solo. Outro. So there you have it. Blue Christmas, written by Hayes and Johnson, made famous by Mr. Elvis Presley. Such a fun one. So as always, and especially this week, wishing all of you a wonderful holiday season, whatever you celebrate. I hope it's around loved ones and friends and family and all that good stuff. Want to thank my friends at Fishman for another wonderful year of riff rundowns, and most certainly I want to thank all of you. Thank you all for tuning in and for supporting the channel and supporting me along my musical journey. I am so incredibly grateful. and thankful to each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in and sharing these videos with friends and coming to my shows and supporting me through my musical journey. I'm just so grateful. So as always, wishing you so much success in musical journey. I will see you in 2026.